everyone, I'm Sylvia. I'm 18 years old. My life was going great until suddenly it all turned upside down. Love, drama, revenge, betrayal, happiness, and a miracle. My story has it all. Okay, I'm going to dive right into it. I have so much fascinating stuff to tell you about. 2 years ago, we found out that my brother Kevin had leukemia, which is cancer of the blood. At first, we were devastated, but we quickly composed ourselves and decided to fight the disease together as a family. While my parents were focused on his treatment, I was busy making sure his spirits were high. I decided to spend all my time with him until he recovered. We began his treatment right away. Thankfully, he was diagnosed early, so his chances of recovery were high. But he was going to have to go through chemotherapy, which has really serious side effects. First came the nausea, so he lost his appetite and started losing weight really quickly. Soon after that, he lost all of his hair. He was going through a really tough time, and there was nothing I could do for him. It was 11 months into his treatment. One day, Kevin's doctor wanted to speak with us. The cancer is advancing despite the chemo. We need to start a new treatment, he said. Kevin needed a stem cell transplant. We needed a donor that matched Kevin's bone marrow. There is a 20 to 25% chance for siblings to be a match. They were going to get samples from my parents too, but they were less likely to be a match. So I was our biggest hope. I prayed all night that I would turn out to be a match. The next morning, we went to the hospital to get the tests done. They took 3 units of blood from me, my mom, and my dad. The results were going to come in a week, which meant that I'd have a whole week to pray for it. The next week, the doctor called us to the hospital and gave us the bad news. It turned out that none of us was a match. We were devastated once again. As the doctor was speaking, I noticed the results on his desk. I looked at them and found an unbelievable mistake. I got so excited and showed the doctor right away. There is a mistake here. This isn't my result. Look, both my parents' blood type is O positive. But it says that mine is AB negative. This is impossible. If both parents' blood is type O, then the child's blood has to be type O as well. This means this report isn't mine. The doctor looked away. I was so confused. I turned to my dad. Dad, we studied this in biology class. This result can't be mine. I could still be a match for Kevin, I insisted. But the doctor interrupted me. Sylvia, the results are correct. Kevin's blood type is O positive, as it should be. But yours? He couldn't finish his sentence. Because of this weird coincide, we found out that I wasn't my parents' biological daughter. They were as shocked as I was. The whole week, we all couldn't wait to get the results of the test, which means that they also thought that I was their biological daughter. This left us with only one possibility. The day I was born, someone had made a huge mistake and I was switched with another baby. My parents' child grew up with another family, and they thought I was their daughter, but they brought up someone else's baby. The blood type was pretty definitive, but we still did a DNA test. That confirmed it, but I couldn't care less about my own situation. I was just so worried about my brother. I wished I were his biological sister so that I could have saved his life. My parents wanted to talk to me that night. My mom said, "We love you so much. You are our daughter no matter what. But we want to investigate this further, because if we manage to find Kevin's biological sister, she might be a match." They were right. "I love you so much too, and I'm prepared to do anything for Kevin to get better," I said. We were really lucky because it turned out there were only 5 other babies born in the same hospital that day. 3 of them were boys and 2 were girls. Since I was one of the 2 girls, then the other had to be my parents' real daughter. We got the other family's address. I got really nervous on our way there. I hadn't thought about it until that moment, but I was about to meet my real parents. I might even have to live with them in the future. Even though they are my real parents, the idea of living with people I don't know was too scary for me. We got to the address and saw an old, dilapidated building. As my dad rang the doorbell, my legs were shaking because I was so nervous. I held onto the wall so that I wouldn't fall. Nobody answered, so we knocked on the neighbor's door. An old woman answered. We told her who we were looking for. She had financial problems after her husband died, So she and her daughter had to move in with her mother, she said. Her mother lived in another part of the country, but we were determined to get there somehow. We learned that my biological mother was a cleaner at a real estate agency. The company gave us her phone number. We sat down at a cafe and my dad called her. He told her who he was and described the situation. He added, "It's not right to talk about this on the phone. Could we meet in person? We can all come to visit you." He was in tears as he hung up. "She's expecting us tomorrow." She sounded really sad. "Sylvia, we need to hold the hospital accountable for what they're putting us through," he said. When we got home, Mom said, "You'll go with your dad. I need to stay with Kevin." The next morning, we got on the first flight to their city. We were sure that this time the door was going to be answered, and it was. My biological mother and I looked so much alike that it felt like I was looking in the mirror and seeing myself 20 to 25 years later. We both started crying at the same time. She hugged me and started kissing me. I do the same thing, hug and kiss, so now I know where that comes from. We went inside. My dad was so nervous he kept looking around. He and my real mom and I looked at each other. "Isn't your daughter home?" he asked. "She is, but she is very anxious. She doesn't know what to do." "Let me go see if she wants to come out," she said. She came back with her daughter a few minutes later. I'll never forget the shocked expression on my dad's face. He was spellbound. My dad had lost his mom at a very young age. Apparently his real daughter looked a lot like his mom. He hugged her and started crying. Then he called me over and hugged both of us. We all started sobbing. I suddenly had a sister now. Her name was Jenny. When she smiled, she had dimples just like my mom, meaning her biological mother. The next day, we came back home with my new sister. My mom got so excited when she saw Jenny. She even fainted for a moment. But it was all good afterwards. We had the first happy night at home since Kevin's illness. The next day, we took Jenny to the hospital. She had her blood tested to see if she was a match for Kevin. We had to wait a week again. Jenny and I had so much in common that we barely noticed that a week went by. The big day finally came. We were supposed to go to the hospital the next morning. This could be Kevin's last chance, so we were all very anxious. Jenny's face broke out in pimples because of the stress. My dad's phone rang around 9 that night. It was Kevin's doctor. He had the results and didn't want us to wait until the morning. Jenny was a match. We were all so happy, but I think Jenny was the happiest. After 17 years, she found out she had a brother, and now she was going to save his life. No time was wasted to start the stem cell treatment. First, they got the cells from Jenny with a simple procedure. After a week of preparations, the cells were transferred to Kevin. We had to wait for 20 days to see how Kevin's immune system would respond. Thankfully, he didn't have any issues. Everything had gone as it should have. Kevin is doing much better now. He only needs to get checked once in a while. Our terrible days are behind us, thanks to Jenny. Even though my biological mother was really sad, she let Jenny move in with us. We talk on the phone all the time. She always asks a ton of questions about me. She's going to visit us next month. Jenny and I are planning to stay with her for a while in the summer. My dad got a lawyer to represent both of my moms in a lawsuit against the hospital. At the end, the hospital agreed to pay a large compensation to both of them to settle the lawsuit. This solved my biological mom's financial problems. My mom decided to use the money for the university tuition of her 3 kids. I said earlier that the story involved love and revenge as well. I left the best for last. Are you ready? It was not an accident that Jenny and I got switched. Yes, you heard right. It was on purpose. It was a nurse who did this to us. The prosecutor found it really weird that there was a mix-up, even though there were only 2 girls born that day. So they questioned the 2 nurses at the delivery room and got to the bottom of it. One of the nurses had dated my biological father years earlier. One night, she was drunk and cheated on my dad. When he found out, he left her. But she was still in love with him. She tried to patch things up, but he wasn't interested. She was surprised to see my dad at the hospital years later. So she made up this evil revenge plan to get back at him. Well, you know the rest of the story. She switched my dad's biological child, which is me, with another baby, which is Jenny. She stood trial after she confessed to this terrible thing and was given 11 years in prison. She changed the lives of 6 people, and that's if we only count the parents and the kids. So I think this is a lenient sentence. And don't think that this stuff only happens in movies. If you like stories like this, subscribe to this channel. Bye!